Hi Year 2, so this is your video to help with your maths today on Tuesday, the 12th of January. So just wanted to recap over a little bit of past learning. So on my screen now, as you can see, we've got two different clocks. We've got this one here where the long minute hand is on the 3 and your hour hand is not quite on the 12, but it has left the 11. So it says when the minute hand points to the number 3, it is quarter past. It is a quarter past time. This clock shows quarter past 11. So like I said before, that hand's not quite on the 12 yet, so it's not going to be quarter past 12, although it is gradually getting to the next hour. It's not there yet, it's only quarter past. And then if we look at this one, when the minute hand points to the number 9, so as you can see here, the long minute hand is pointing to the number 9, it's a quarter to time, so it's a quarter to the next hour. So this clock shows quarter to 12. Right, let's look at a few examples, just recapping together. We'll click, there we go. So I've got 3 clocks here for you. So the first one, if we look at this together, what time, have a go at home, what time do you think that is going to be? So we have got the hour hand, I'd say it's not quite on the 4 yet, and we've got the long minute hand on the 9. So when the long minute hand's on the 9, think back, what is it going to be? I'm going to reveal these all at once. Then we have got our second clock where the long minute hand is on the 3, and you can just about see the hour hand there. It's not on the 4, but it has just left the 3, the hour. And then your final clock, we have got the long minute hand on the 9 and the hour hand just approaching, getting to the 2. So have a little think. What do you think they're going to be? Dun, 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 a bit of a drum roll. Let's have a look together. So if we are looking on the digital clock, which is quite similar to what we always use nowadays, like if you've got your computers or your iPhones, we do tend to use these a little bit more. The first clock, 3:45 or quarter to 4. The second clock, we've got 3:15 because it's 15 minutes past 3 or quarter past 3. And then finally, we have got 1:45, which can also be written as quarter to 2. So I have got them below, we can see here. So we've got quarter to 4, quarter past 3, and quarter to 2. Okay, so that's just a quick recap on what we have been learning about. However, we are moving on today. So your objective today, we're going to look at minutes 5 past the hour. So I'm going to explain that in a bit more detail now. I want us to start by just having a look at this together. So today we are only really going to be focusing on this side of the clock, this half. Because if you remember back to when we did our half past, I asked you to link this to your fractions work because it does come up quite a bit because we've got half, we've got quarter. So try and think of your clock face as being split into 2 halves. So our side today, if you can see, each of these have what word at the end of them? They have got the word past at the end of them, haven't they? So we've got 5 past, 10 past, obviously quarter past that we've done, 20 past, 25 past, and then obviously half past, like we did a bit of work on earlier last week, I think it was, later last week. So your clock face is split up into hours and it's also split up to minutes. Like we've previously touched on, each sort of section, if you will, between each hour is worth 5 minutes. So this shows it really nicely. It's almost a bit like a flower. So you've got your hours, but it does also show your minutes. So the number 1, if your long minute hand is pointing to the number 1, everybody, that is going to be 5 past. If your long minute hand is pointing to the 2, it's going to be 10 past. It's pointing to the 4, it's going to be 20 past. So thinking about your 5s, counting in your 5s, that is what your clock face, the minutes, are split up into. And that's what we're going to be looking at today in a bit more detail in your work. So let's have a little nosy at this part. Right, so to tell the time to the nearest 5 minutes past the hour. So when the minute hand on the clock moves from one number to the next, it has moved 5 minutes. As we know, there are 12 numbers around the clock face, and each section or interval is 5 minutes. So there are 12 lots of 5, which means there are 60 minutes in an hour. Okay, linking it to your 5s. Right, let's have a look at this example together. So on this clock, I have got for you the hour hand is on the 1 and the long minute hand is on the 2. However, I've made these a little bit easier and I've left the sort of the labels on, the explanations for you. So what do you think this time is going to be? Have a think. So we've got the hour hand on 1, the long minute hand on the 2. So that time is going to be 10 past 1 or 1:10. So let's write it together. So in digital, it can be 1:10. And then we can also write it as 10, sorry, don't need capitals, past 1. Sorry, 1. There we go. 10 minutes past 1 or 10 past 1. Let's have a look at the next one together. I've done a few examples of these because it's new learning. So this one, the hour hand has obviously moved. And it is pretty much on 3, if not a tiny bit, if we're being picky. It's gone past it. So we've got 3, and then we've got the long minute hand on the 20 minutes past. So that time, everybody, is going to be, what do we think it is? 5, 10, 15, 20. So it's going to be 20 minutes past 3, which we can write in 1 or 2 ways. So we can either do it as 3:20, or we can either do it as 20 past 3, just like that. Right, I think I've got 1 or 2 more examples of this. Let's have a look together. Right, so the hour hand again has moved, as has the minute hand, so a completely different time. And we have got the long minute hand on the 5 minutes past, and the short hour hand has pretty much on the 8. So if we have got 8:05, 5 minutes past 8, or 5 past 8. Can write it either way, but obviously that's your digital time. Right, moving on now. One more example. So this one, again, we've got a different hour and a different minute. If we're looking at the minutes, we've got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So 25 minutes past the hour. And obviously your hour hand is not quite on the 8. It's left the 7 though. So it's going to be 7:25 or 25 past 7. Right, let's have a look at some of these. Okay, your go now, and I've taken away the little clues on these. I've gone for clocks that haven't got them on just so you can have a go. So we've got, this one's a short hour hand here, and then we have got the longer minute hand. What time do you think this is going to be, everybody? I'm going to give you 10 seconds. Okay, so the time you should have got is either 5 past 2, or if we're in digital, we've got 2:05. Then we have got our second time. So the hour hand again, just about left the 1. And then we have got the long minute hand on the 4. So remember, each of these intervals is 5 minutes. So we've got 5, 10, 15, 20. Have a little think. What do you think it's going to be? Ready? So it is 20 past 1 because the long minute hand's on the 4 or the 20, or we can write it as 1:20. Right, another example now. We've got, so the hour hand again, the smaller one, and the longer minute hand. So the hour, it's not gone past the 12, but it has gone slightly past the 11. So that's the hour that we go for. So it's going to be 11. But what is this minute hand going to be? It's going to be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So the time shown there is 25 minutes past 11 or 11:25. Okay, I think that's just a quick. So to go over what we have just spoke about, today we are looking at minutes 5 past the hour. So we're only looking at this half of the clock today. Key learning that we're going to take away, we know that each interval between each hours is worth 5 minutes. So if your long minute hand is on one of these numbers, all you need to do is count 5 each time. So we've got 5 minutes, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So try your best today. I'm going to give you some examples on your home learning sheet, and I've got a couple of videos as well, the BBC ones that we use in class, that I know you like, that I will put onto Class Dojo. Okay, everybody, try your best. Again, if you need me, I am only a message away. Thank you, everybody.